Welcome to the Knitting by the Sea podcast. My name is Lisa. I am Saratoga Knitting on Instagram and Ravelry, and I welcome you to my home today. I live in Marblehead, Massachusetts, which is a little harbor town just north of Boston, and we live in a very old house. We just moved in recently, and today I wanted to welcome you. I'm in a little different location. This is actually my living room. Last time I podcast, I was up in the bedroom, which has beautiful light. But today, I thought I would try the living room out. We have some big windows right here on the side, and I thought this might work as well. So, welcome. And today we are going to do. We'll talk about some finished objects that I have. We will talk about my works in progress. We will do the giveaway and finish that off. I locked the thread this morning, so I'm all set to do that. And then we'll do some general chatter at the end. So welcome, and let's get started. Finished objects. What have I finished this week? I've been on vacation, so I have had a little extra time to finish up some projects. I actually finished my pair of Layla socks. There they are. I do have two. I actually finished two. Oops, here we go. Here we go. I have the beautiful pattern with the fish lips kiss heel, and I do them toe up. I always do them toe up. So I started here and went up to the cuff. This pattern was gifted to me by Melissa, who is 2 Sticks and a Hook on Instagram. Thank you, Melissa, once again. This was a great knit. The pattern is the Layla socks, and it is by Mina Phillips, the Knitting X-Pack, and they're really great. These were my bus knitting. I usually try to knit a smaller piece, so I knitted these socks on the bus in my commute in the morning, and I really liked them. The yarn is unknown. I got this yarn off of the swap table at the Farm and Fiber retreat that I went to back at the end of April, but I really like it. It's just some lovely fingering weight yarn, and this pattern was perfect for it. I really think that these would be really nice lace socks. Mina, when she does her pattern, she designed these cuff down. So I always, I switched it up a little bit and just kind of did the pattern the other way around. But when she usually does her pattern, she does the leg of the sock. She usually does the patterning only in the front. But of course, you can choose to do it all the way around, and that's usually what I like to do. Sometimes I like to do this. Sometimes I switch it up. But this time I did the pattern all the way around. I really like it. It's just a really beautiful kind of a ribbed pattern on the foot, and then up halfway up the leg, and then you have this bigger lace pattern, which is very lovely, and then you just have the cuff. I think you might have remembered on the last time when I bound off these, because you have this lace pattern, that you have fewer stitches, if I remember. Yeah, I must have had fewer stitches than I normally do on my cuff, and I bound it off, and it was just too tight. I couldn't even get it over the sock blocker. So it's easy enough to fix. It's just knitting. So what I did on the other pair, when I finished this sock, when I took the other sock and I just ripped out the cuff, I just added some extra stitches, and then I just finish it off that way. It took me about half an hour. It really was not a big deal, but I'm really happy about these. I'm really looking forward to these, and these are done and dusted. My second finished object this week is not knitting related. It is spinning related. I am in the process of spinning up yarn for the Hap by Gundren Johnson, and I'm really looking forward to doing this. This is kind of a long-term project because I'm actually spinning the yarn for it. So I'm not in any rush. I would like to get it done this year, but I'm not in any particular rush for it. I'm just enjoying the spin, enjoying the yarn, the fiber, the colors. Most of the fiber for this is going to come from Foster Sheep Farm, and they are in Schuylerville, New York. Carol's a good friend of the podcast. And I always go and visit her. She would have been a local yarn shop for me when I lived in Saratoga, but we always stop there when we go on the Washington County Farm and Fiber tour at the end of April. This particular yarn, it's Romney Wensleydale mix, and this fiber I actually got a year ago, I got this a year. Did I get this at Rhinebeck or did I get this on the Farm and Fiber? Maybe I ordered it. Maybe I ordered it from her online. She has a great online shop as well. But I ordered it after I went to the Farm and Fiber tour last year. And this, I have two skeins. It came out gorgeous. I forget the yardage of it. I have it written down somewhere, but I forget what it is. But it's plenty. And isn't that beautiful? It's really, it's just this lovely, lovely natural color of brown. Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. It's just gorgeous. It came out so, so lovely. And I have enough. I had enough that I really have two skeins. This is the larger skein and this is the smaller skein. But this is my main color for the hat. So I'm really pleased with this. This is going to be the main color. Now, if you know a hat pattern, it has one main color and then it has kind of like a scalloped edge around it, and that has several different colors in it. So I haven't chosen all my color choices yet, but now that I have this done, I also originally had done, again from Carol, some dark, very dark gray. This is for Sarah, her Fiber Trek, her favorite color, but this came out really lovely as well. So this will be one of the accent colors, because I think I only had 4 ounces of this. So this will be an accent color. And I also have from Carol, upcoming, again, this is dyed roving, but again, Romney and Wensleydale, and this is really beautiful kind of dark red, almost to purplish color. It looks kind of red and pink here. It's a little bit more muted in real life, but this will be another accent color, so I'm pretty excited about getting going with that. At this year's Farm and Fiber tour, now I forget the farm that I bought this at, and I forget what this is. This might have just been kind of in a random basket in one place, but it is so beautiful and soft. Again, gray for Sarah, but it's really going to spin up. I bet it will spin up on the lighter side because it really is mixed. It has a lot of dark in it, but it has quite a bit of light in it as well. So this will mix. This will spin up more on the lighter side as a contrast to this one, which will be pretty dark. So they're really very two. And this, I know that this will spin up lighter than this. So this again will be a really nice contrast. And then another color that I'm going to put in. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this in the hat. This is Shetland wool, and this is from Battenkill Fiber Mill, and I got this on the fiber tour this year when we went, and this was very special. She had some Shetland, and she spun it up, and she gave us kind of a pre-go at this, and she had it out there just for us, for the Farm and Fiber tour participants, and so of course we had to scoop it up, and so I did. So this is some really beautiful Shetland, and I think this will also be a beautiful accent color. So I'm really looking forward to this. I still, as I said, I have to spin that light gray, and I have to spin the red, and I think I might, I haven't looked at the pattern in a while. I've just been spinning the general pieces of it. I might need one more accent color, so I'll figure that out as I get closer to it, but I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be, it'll be a great winter knit, so I'm really looking forward to getting that. I think I'm probably just going to do the half. I'm not going to do the full half. I don't think I'll have enough yarn for that. So, but the half is perfectly fine. That's really what I'm looking forward to. So those are my two kind of finished objects for this week. So now we can move on to some works in progress. Works in progress. I just had a little bit of a it's just knitting moment. I had to pull out this project, and I must have been in the middle of a row and didn't realize it, so I dropped a couple of stitches, but all is well. It's all fixed now. My works in progress, I have a couple of them. I was actually surprised at what I worked on. I did work on my Brunsfield vest that the Fair Isle vest that I'm doing for Rhinebeck. I got to the point where I think I'm maybe 12 rows away from starting to put in the stitches for the steeking, and I just didn't want to get into that at that particular moment, so I kind of put that away. But I will get back to that. That means I'm actually pretty close. I was actually surprised at how close I was, because I'm going to start putting in the steeking stitches. So I'm really close to where the V opens up, and I'm obviously at the point where the armholes will be. So once I start to do that, that means I will just be going around, and I'll have the steeking. So I'm very, very close. I'm right up at I'm pretty close to the top now. So pretty excited about that. I didn't realize how close. That's the difference between a sweater and doing a vest sometimes, boy. Vestas. It's still a lot of work. Now, don't get me wrong; it's still quite a bit of work, but I'm getting much closer. I'm not so worried, but I still have to make sure I do it for Rhinebeck. So what I was actually surprised. I really wasn't planning on working on this project this week, but it just seemed to be the one to pick up. It's been a little warm, so when I just sat down during the day or in the evening when I had some time, I actually picked up my Lomond shawl. Well, Lomond is a beautiful wrap shawl by Meg Gadsby, and it is done in lace weight. It was gifted to me by Helen, Sprite966, on Instagram. And the yarn, the beautiful yarn, I won from Candy from the Pause for Stitches podcast. So this really just comes at me in all wonderful ways from the knitting universe. But it's just coming out gorgeous. I'm literally almost done. I'm almost done with this. It's extremely. It's very long. Here it is. It's very long. But it has these wonderful just stockinette back and forth sections in it. It has some larger portions of lace, some smaller portions of lace, but again, a really great lace pattern, a really large stockinette area in the middle, and then it kind of breaks it down, does some patterning and some lace all the way up to the end. And I literally am on the last stockinette section, and then I have to do a garter edging, and then I'm done. So this will go and I might finish it today, I might be able to do it today, and then it can go out on my mother-in-law's laundry line for blocking. But it's so beautiful. It's got lace in it, and it's unblocked, so it looks kind of scrunched up right now, but this is just, it's going to block out really, really beautiful. And because it's lace weight, it's just going to be nice, a beautiful wrap to wear in the late summer, early fall. I'm really looking forward to using this. And this is also one of those things you can just wrap it a million times around your neck if you want to. I'm really, really happy. I love this pattern. I love Meg Gadsby's patterns, and I have another one in the works eventually that I'm planning to do. So again, this is the Lomond pattern by Meg Gadsby, and it is just gorgeous. It's really nice, a nice project if you haven't done a lot of lace before, because you have a lot of stockinette in between. And it's a beautiful one for lace weight yarn. And as I've said before, I'm not a big lace weight yarn knitter, and I actually have some gorgeous lace weight in my in my knitting basket, my little stash, that I'm also going to be getting to. When I finish this, I'm going to start another lace wrap project. It's just surprising myself, but I'm very, very happy with this, and I'm really happy. I just kind of sat down and really took off on this, and this, I'm just going to be nice to have this finished, and I'm really looking forward to being able to wear it. So that's that project there. And then what I also did this week, I had some more gorgeous super yarn. Isn't that crazy? I'm trying to remember where I got this. I think there's no tag or anything with this, and I think I got this off of the swap table at the Farm and Fiber Tour. I think so. I think that's true. But anyway, this is really fabulous. Don't you love this yarn color? It is neon bright, but it's got that olivey dark. Oh, it's gorgeous, and it is it's probably it's either DK or it's probably closer to a worsted weight yarn, but it's great, and there's so much of it. So what I decided to do, I was also gifted, or I won, the Go Slow hat pattern from Knitting I Love from Alice, Mama Knits, from the Mama Knits podcast. And so I got that pattern, and when I saw this yarn, I'm like, this is what this is going to be great for it. And so I started this. This again, it's a really quick pattern, but if you can see close up. So she has all of these twisted. Really interesting way to twist your purl stitches as well in this pattern. It's super cool. I love the way that the yarn is knitting up. There's a little bit of striping, a little bit of pooling. It's just super interesting. And there's no big blocks of color, which is really nice. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It fits great. When I put it on my head, it actually fits great. So I'm really looking forward to. I think I'll keep this one. I don't think I'll put this in my my gift hat bag, so to speak. But I actually have quite a bit left of this. I don't have much left to go on the hats. I'm pretty close to starting the decreases for for the top of the head. So I might make some small mitts to go along with this. It'll be really cute. So really great pattern. Again, Go Slow Hat by Knitting I Love. I really recommend it. It goes really quickly, and it's just there's nothing to think about because you have like 50 or 60 rows just of doing this over and over again. So as long as you're counting your rows, you're all good. And the texture is really fabulous. The texture is just really interesting and fabulous on this. So I'm looking forward to getting this finished and then figuring out some type of a mitt pattern to match to it. I actually could figure out myself. I could do a mitt pattern that just uses this same patterning. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, so that's my my second work in progress. And I think that's really about it. It's the only thing I've really been focusing this week on that. I do have some other socks that I'm going to get going because I have to go back to work next week. So I'm going to get going on some other socks for the bus. I'm still working on my my Granito by Hopi Locatelli as well. I actually picked up the stitches for the arm. I just didn't get too far on that, but so that's where I am. So I just have the 2 arms to finish. I did finish the pockets. I have the 2 arms, and yeah, and then I'll be good to go. I just have, like I said, I'd have to do the little neckband that there is with it, and otherwise it's going to be good to go. I did try it on; it fits, so that's always nice when it does fit. But it's a pattern I definitely would make it again. I would highly recommend it. So that is the Granito by Hopi Locatelli, and next time I'll show you that. All right, let's move on to the next section. Let's talk about the giveaway. I did lock the thread on that because I'm going to do, I've already chosen a winner for this. You remember on episode 64, I talked about kind of knitting heirlooms for me. So I showed my grandmother's knitting bag that I have, and then last time I showed a toy that my dad had when he was a little tyke, and so that's always those are just 2 really very special things to me to keep around. So I thought I would ask folks what things that they would like to that they've kept as heirlooms and things that they feel very special about. And it was great to read the thread. Yeah, it was just fantastic. Some were plants. I never even thought about that, but cuttings from someone else's garden. I know my father-in-law, I remember from our first house when we bought our first house back before Sophia was born, and I think we had some flower cuttings there that my father-in-law took. He was like, I really like these. I'm going to take some cuttings from that. So I think that's a little bit of a reverse heirloom, but that was the right idea, and I hadn't really thought about that. A lot of folks talked about special jewelry items that have been passed down. Many people had special knitting or crocheting items that they've passed down, or pieces, embroidery pieces that relatives had done, and now they're kind of the repository of that. So it was really interesting, and it was just nice to kind of talk about that and think about all the just the warm thoughts and just thinking about how important it is to so many people to have pieces of their history to bring along with them. Certainly is really, it's great for me living in a house like this. And you had mentioned before, this house was built in, what did I say it was built? Oh no, a long time ago. I think it was 1650, I think is when this particular house was built. So it's very, very old. And so we really feel like we're kind of the caretakers of a long line of people who have lived in this house, and we're still finding like little cubby holes and little things. I found some printed letters that were painted on one of the old beams in the kitchen last week, and I was like, I showed my husband, and he's like, I never saw those before, and I was like, yeah, that's really kind of cool. Who knows how old they are, but it was really fun. So I did. Oh, so the prize for this, I've been mentioning the lovely Leslie Wind of Leslie Wind Designs. She is a metal worker. She lives up in Rockport, and she does beautiful shawl pins. And so she offered a shawl pin for a prize for this, and so I gratefully took her up on her offer. So and this is her. Let's see. This is her card. And if you search for her on Etsy. She has an Etsy shop as well. But this is the beautiful, gorgeous shawl pin that is the prize for this. And you can see it here. I think it's a little closer, but Leslie was very kind to give me one. This is on my the Yexa shawl that I just test knit for Jeannie Turner. So I thought I would show it, and so this is just it's on this shawl just as just to see what it looks like. It's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. I'm very, very grateful to Leslie for offering this for our pleasure. So I did random generator. We had 20. The numbers were 2 through 27. So there were 26 entries, which were wonderful, phenomenal. I read every one. I couldn't respond to each one because I wanted to keep it clean for the giveaway. But I sure did appreciate everybody's answers on that one. So I did a random number generator between 2 and 27, and the winner was number 3, which is great. And that is Rhonda, who is Waipahu on Instagram and on Ravelry. And Rhonda, she's one of those folks. She said, "Thank you for sharing your heirloom bag from your grandmother, Lisa. Unfortunately, I'm the only knitter in my family. I receive a lot of knitting jokes thrown my way. Something that is special to me are my cuttings seeds that my father, who lives in Hawaii, has given to me. I currently live in Pennsylvania. These are from my father's own garden. They are priceless to me in so many ways. Love and patience, Rhonda." So yeah, so she has a picture of some plumerias, desert rose, and white ginger. And let's see if you can see them right here. Isn't that wonderful? I think that's a really great idea. I love that. So yeah, so she was originally born in Hawaii, I think Oahu. But like she said, she now lives in Pennsylvania. So Rhonda, I'll ear burn you, but congratulations. And if you send me your mailing address, I will get this beautiful, gorgeous pin out to you from Leslie Lind. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope to see pictures of you wearing it. Alrighty, so now let's move on to some chat. Okay. Talk about some things that have been happening this week. As I said, it was vacation week for me, which was very, very, very nice. I did have probably too much information, but it's that time of life that I scheduled a colonoscopy. Everybody should do it. If you're over 50, get out there, get that colonoscopy. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to, but it's got to be done. And so I thought this was actually a good time. And that way I was home and relaxed for the prep, and able to go to have the procedure done, and then home. And I slept the most of the day after whatever those drugs are that they give you. Boy, you're just out. You don't remember any of it. So we took care of that. I took care of that this week. Then other than that, I've just kind of really been relaxing and doing some knitting and doing more work on the house. And what I did do this week, which is why I was able to finish up the giveaway. I actually went up to visit Leslie up in Rockport. So she had invited me up, and so I could choose the shawl pin that I wanted to use, and it was great. What a nice trip. It's a beautiful drive up to Rockport. It's maybe, half an hour, maybe 45 minutes from here. It's really not, but again, beautiful little seaside town. I love Rockport. And so we spent some time together. We chatted, we talked, we looked at all of the different shawl pins that she has. Beautiful work. But it was just so nice once again to meet someone that you've only spoken to over the internet, Ravelry and Instagram. But you feel like old friends. It's just really wonderful. There's just such a connection from people in the knitting, crocheting, fibery community, which really is just so heartwarming, so heartwarming. So that was one thing I did this week, which was really nice. It was really just a nice trip up. I really enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing Leslie again, because she does spend most of the knitting events that I would attend. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. The second thing that we did this week was my niece Katie got married this weekend. It's my brother-in-law Paul's daughter, and I think Katie's, I don't know, I think she's 26, 27. She's older than Sophia, but yep, she and her fiance were married in Westport, Mass. Again, that's probably, I don't know, that was probably like an hour and a half away from here, and we went down on Friday. The wedding was actually Friday, which was kind of nice. Because then the whole weekend I've been like a day ahead of myself. I kept thinking that, yesterday I thought it was Sunday, so it was great. But it was lovely. We went down. My in-laws were already there, of course, for the night before, and we just got to catch up with a lot of family. And just it was a lovely outdoor ceremony, and it was really, really, really nice. We really enjoyed it. It was in this old barn. It was in this lovely old barn. It was just this lovely, lovely venue. The meal was lovely. There was lots of crazy dancing at the end, and so it was a really enjoyable way to kind of end up my vacation week. The next thing that's happening, which is why I wanted to try to get out a shorter podcast today, is that Sophia is coming home next week. Yep, she's coming home next Saturday. Woohoo! At midnight, I think, some ungodly hour. So we will be at the airport picking her up, so I probably won't be able to do any recording next week, so that'll be kind of crazy. Lots of fun. Looking forward to it. I think she's really looking forward to it as well. And when she gets back, don't forget, we're going to get going on a knit-along starting at the beginning of August, so she can do some knitting project and get back into it, because she hasn't done that much knitting while she's been away, but she's going to get back into it now, so we're really looking forward to that. So hopefully the next time I podcast, I'll have a little guest host with me for at least a little bit, so everybody gets to see Sophia and say hi to her. So I think that's all for now. Thank you for joining me. And again, if anybody has any questions or concerns, just please feel free to contact me on Ravelry or Instagram. Come on over and join the podcast group on Ravelry. Subscribe to the podcast so you know when my next ones will come up. I don't always do them on a regular scheduled basis, so that will be fine. So have a great week, and remember, it's just knitting. Bye.